phones, and even though those are smartphones, and even though those things cost you a ton of money, even though they cost a whole lot more than the GI cell would cost, they're plain old cell phones, and they cannot VoIP. Okay, so how do we get in the network? Well, if you've got AT&T or T-Mobile, let's say we've got an iPhone here and we've got a BlackBerry here. We'll just spread the wealth here and make it interesting. Any GSM service is directly compatible with our other hardware in our network. And what you need to connect these phones into our network is this little guy called the Trinet. Now, the Trinet is your telecom gateway into our global network. That means this device at your home, at your office, you have plain old telephones plugged into it, and you talk to them all the time, or talk on them, I should say, all the time when you're at home, or your office, like you do on your regular home or office phone now. But this is a gateway. This gets you in to the telecom network. It is also half cell phone. So when we take either AT&T or T-Mobile service, put it into this, it now becomes a cell phone itself. Not a wireless cell phone, a hardwired cell phone that is directly connected to our telecom network. So you can make mobile-to-mobile calls using your iPhone. You can make mobile-to-mobile calls using your BlackBerry and be plugged directly into our network. What does that really mean? That means you can push the service levels down to the lowest possible level. And I'll let you know on my BlackBerry, with T-Mobile, on my BlackBerry, I can push the service down to their $30 a month plan. I can add unlimited mobile-to-mobile for $6, and I can add data. I need data because it's a BlackBerry, not for this, but I need data because it's a BlackBerry, for $10. So for $46 a month, I now have my BlackBerry that used to cost me $125 a month. Now, because of my Trinet, costs me $46 a month. Same ability to make calls. I'm always going to use the T-Mobile network when I'm calling directly from here, but I'm going to call my Trinet, and it's going to convert my call into a VoIP call. So now, with that $46 T-Mobile plan and my Trinet, I am now making unlimited calls to the U.S. and Canada. I am making unlimited calls everywhere inside of our network, anywhere in the world, and I'm getting the best VoIP rates around the world, and it's not costing me a single extra penny here, because my $23 a month account that I'm using, they replaced my home phone service. They got rid of my, remember I was at $90, I went to $23. That's what this is. Well, it doesn't cost me another $23 to tie my cell phone in. So, guys, I'm saving money all over. Now, the same would be true if I had an AT&T phone. I could do the same thing. So it's not necessary to use the GI cell to save a whole bunch of money on your cellular cost. You can use and leverage what you already set up at home to push these down. Now, another scenario, a lot of you on the line, well, yeah, but I don't have AT&T. I don't have T-Mobile. I have Sprint or I have Verizon. Well, Sprint and Verizon are a different animal. These are CDMA technologies. They're not directly compatible with our network. So if I have my Trinet here and I still have my direct VoIP connection to my global telecom network, that's one way I can get in. I can also use a local access number to get in. But what do I do here? Well, unfortunately, because I cannot turn a Verizon call into a mobile-to-mobile call, I cannot turn a Sprint call into a mobile-to-mobile call, because this is GSM compatible, not CDMA compatible, but I can use dial-in access either through my local access number or my Trinet to get in and out of the network. Now, we're going to use a Trinet as an example. If I set up my Trinet number, now, I don't have to activate cellular service here because that's a moot point. My cellular service I would activate here would have to be T-Mobile or AT&T. That's not going to do me any good because I've got Verizon. So I don't need to put cellular service here. But when I do set up my $23 account, I have a phone number attached. It could be my regular home phone number. I'm going to call that number. My Trinet's going to answer the phone. I'm going to punch an extension number, and it's going to connect me to this world. Now, I can do that through a speed dial, so that I only have to push one button on my Verizon phone or my Sprint phone. It's going to connect me directly to the network. Now, Verizon happens to have a neat feature called Friends and Family. Sprint used to have a feature called the Calling Circle. I don't know if they still have that. I know Verizon does, but if you have that feature on your phone, then you set up your number, that's your Trinet number, as one of those Friends and Family or Calling Circle numbers. That way you can make and receive calls unlimited to this device, and they don't charge you any extra minutes. So in effect, you're accomplishing the same thing. You can get in and out of our network for free, okay? If you have to use a local access number, you can still set that up as a unlimited number, but it's only going to get you in the network. It's not going to get you back out of the network because you can't receive phone calls from your local access number, okay? So there's some limitations, guys, on how we can squeeze Sprint and Verizon using our technology because it's CDMA. Now, I'll pause for just a second.